Welcome back to the channel. It's me, Jasmine, the Buffet Witch, but you already know that because I just whispered it very romantically in your ear. um, I have whatever this is. I don't know. Look, we are tossing colds and germs around like we're on a volleyball team right now. So I woke up with tingles in my tongos yesterday, and today I wake up and I sound like Barry White. Whatever. Caboodle Beauty, how's it going for you? For me, Caboodle is going very, very well. So today I'm going to do as much of a full face as I can using my Caboodle Beauty products. And I think after probably this week, because I try to do makeup on the days that my son goes to school now. Excuse me. So I think at the end of this week, I'm probably going to redo Caboodle Beauty, put some new items in it, evaluate what I have here, anything that is ready for the bin, things like that, or things that I just need to cycle out because I'm not really touching them, or I'm touching them a lot. If I'm using something a lot, then it's like, okay, I do like this thing. It can go back into the collection if there's enough of it. But if I'm not using it, then we gotta put it on the chopping block, okay? But getting started, I am hydrated, I am primed with my favorite primers, which I'm really not going to talk about. They're not in Caboodle Beauty, but I think I've talked about them before. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to start with my concealer from Too Faced Born This Way. This is the shade Chai, and this is going to be my color correction. And I'm going to go very light-handed this time. I'm also going to keep my beauty marks, the ones I know for sure are beauty marks. We're going to keep those visible so that they kind of peek through. I just have a lot of like darkness where I've had breakouts, and they aren't new breakouts, but they're just, you know, I have such a golden skin tone with that olive undertone that the darkness just really shows through. I can't remember who I was watching. Oh, there's this makeup artist, and she tends to do like a lot of full face of this, full face of that. And sometimes it's almost as if she's going through the entire range of a brand, like L'Oreal. It's like she's trying everything, literally everything from L'Oreal. But she was saying how she has a olive undertone, and it's kind of hard for some people to understand, but she literally gives off a green hue, and I have the exact same thing. Like, I give off a green like glow. Like, it's something you can definitely see in my legs, and so because of that, I just feel like the hyperpigmentation just really shines through. But either way, I really do like my skin. I'm sick right now. For some reason, when I'm sick, I tend to look more hydrated, not 100%, but way better than usually. And my skin is so plump and dewy right now. I don't understand. So, but we're gonna roll with it. Anyways, I'm also gonna put just a squinch right up in here. I'm gonna let that part really dry down. We'll do that last. Okay, I've been loving this Beauty Creations double-ended brush, even though it's already like cracking. I think it's because the way I wash my brushes, I leave them in water, not for long, but just as I get everything together. I'm just trying to find a way to like wash all my brushes without wasting so much water. So I like to just put them in a container full of water and then brush or wash them that way, like one at a time. And I just feel like I must be using too hot of water if the wood is splitting, but whatever. All right. So yeah, Caboodle Beauty has been going quite well. I do really, what are you going to sleep for? Wake up. I really enjoy just having, you know, this set amount of makeup set aside because for some reason, well, I guess maybe just because I'm kind of focused on it, I really can see the quantity is going down. I can really see the use in things. Like, I'm almost done with my warm saffron, which is great. We're just about done with this. I'm almost done with this. And I've really just started to really enjoy certain products. Like I used to already I loved this when I first got it, but I just forgot about it. I stopped using it. And so this is a really great concealer. I mean, this looks like I just did foundation, honestly. So, and it is multi-use. So using it as color correction is, you know, one of the capacities it has. And I just really, really like it. So I'm very happy that I put it in there, because I would hate for this to expire before I got some mileage out of her. All right. I'm gonna keep going, and we're just gonna leave that in there. I really want that to set and get quite dry. Foundation, we are gonna use the rest of the Juvia's Place Radiant, Natural Radiance Foundation. We are just about done with this. Like, she is squozed, okay? Oh, I love these little things. These are from my ex-best friend when she moved. This was something she was going to give to Goodwill. And I was like, girl, let me get that. These are cute. So I like to use them as little makeup palettes. All right. So, how are you guys been doing? Besides being sick, I'm hanging in there. I'm doing all right. Of course, I feel like for the bulk of the United States, things could be better. But makeup for me has really been my dissociation tool. For a moment, for an hour, for a face play, I can just breathe for a few seconds, you know, and just be happy for a little bit. So makeup has been great. There's so many new releases and so little of it is interesting. Concealer, same thing. I'm gonna jump off camera real quick. You already know the deal. I'm gonna do my brows. I am using Caboodle Beauty brows right now. This is the LA Girl Brow Pomade in Soft Black. I am going to do both brows the same color, and I will be right back. I'll probably bump out my concealer, pop on my powders. I'm going to be using a mixture of the Warm Saffron and the Revolution White powder to set my under eyes, and then the corresponding powders, the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Press Powder, and the rest of my Sephora Micro Smooth. I love showing this, just a thin, a little bit over there. All right, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I am back. I decided just to do everything so we could just move on to the eyeshadow. So I set with those powders. I did my Minted Yacht Life bronzer, very, very warm. I'm really kind of getting away from warm bronzers. I want either neutral, or I'm preferring to use contours now. And then I used my Saharan Blush Volume 1 discontinued blushes from Juvia's Place. I finally have some pan on the orange. Really gonna try to finish these up before, I just don't wanna throw them away. I love these. The other two I wasn't really using, so I did declutter those. This is not in Caboodle Beauty, but I am loving the Chameleon Chrome highlighter from Wet n Wild in Solar Ember as a highlighter. It is so beautiful, so I've been loving this one. And it's orange, so it goes beautifully with all of my favorite blushes. Something new I've added, and this is something I picked up from watching Julia Adams' NYX. I picked up the Lip Lingerie Lip Stain, and I have two colors. I picked up Wild Side, and what is this one called? Up to No Good. This one is a bit lighter, and this is the deepest one I think that they are. And I use this to bring my moles back. I think that's really cute, so that's that. Let's move on to eyeshadow, shall we? So I don't really have any eyeshadow palettes in Caboodle Beauty, but of course I do have my LA Girl shade shifters, and I want to use these, so let's do that. But I need eyeshadow, you know, like matte eyeshadows, so I'm gonna start by priming. This is a Caboodle Beauty item. Oh God, I can't get any names right, can I? My Essence Prime Like a Boss. And that stain is staying on my beauty mark, even though I just put this primer on it. For the eyeshadow, I'm going to pull out the Dede Signature Fearless Holiday. Really, really love this palette. So happy I got it. Right, so let's get started. Palette looks like this. Absolutely beautiful. These are also magnetic, which I think is great. So you can move them around if you need. So I'm thinking I want to go into the purple, and maybe we play with the orange. But for the most part, let's just dab into the purple. Dab. Okay. I'm just gonna go into the purple, and I'm gonna build up a crease. You know the deal. I've really been enjoying using Dede's mattes on a primer that has no color, so that I can see what these do on my eye, versus using a primer that maybe has like a white or cream color to it, which will always help to amplify the pigment of colored eyeshadows, you know. But I just really enjoy the depth that you get with Dede's products with kind of universal invisible bases. I think that's because there are some formulas that work better and have more pigmentation when you use them with primers that also have pigment, and that's nice, but it's not something I always want to do. So it is something that I have noticed with my makeup ever since I've changed and started to use bases that don't carry much color. And it's really helped me to figure out like what brands give me what I want when it comes to like a matte shadow. And Dede definitely delivers. She already has a new palette out. I don't remember what it's called, but I can't keep up. And I realize I don't need to. I don't need to keep up, you know? All right, I really like that. And I love how far that went, you know? You blend the edges of it, it fades very easily. It looks very harmonious to the texture of the primer and my skin. And it makes me feel like I don't need to add I don't need any blending or any transition shades, which also a good time because you know I'll be doing too much. So now all I want to do is pick a color to kind of bridge right here so that it blends into whatever shimmer we use. And I think I do want to go in with, oh God, I want to go in with this, but I think we should go in with the purple or with the orange. I really want to touch that teal. We're going to go in with the orange, okay? We'll have to do purple and teal next time. Then from the LA Colors shades, I feel like the one she uses, Aura. Aura of the three does not really come off like a multi-chrome to me. Now there is the tiniest bit of a shift to it, but it really doesn't play like a shifting shade on the eye as much. It's the only one that I can't really see myself. I don't know. Like even when I swatch it on my hand, like it doesn't do very much. The shift is so gentle that it's almost non-existent, but that's all right. What she lacks in shift, she makes up for in shine. Now I do like this, but unfortunately that orange is not giving me what I want. So we are going to go back in and I'm going to put that teal there. I can't help myself, and it is my show. So I can do what I want. You're not my real dad. I think, who is it that used to say that? I think it was Rob Beauty Christie used to say, "You're not my real dad. I have to listen to you." I think that's where I heard that from. Yeah, this is okay, but I think we need that teal. Even if we just kind of like use it very sparingly on the edges of things. So I'm gonna go in with the shade Unusual. I love teal eyeshadow. I just can't help myself. Wait, look at that. So much better. It just brought some life to the party. Oops, that's the orange, Jasmine. Yeah, that's better. I like that. So I'm gonna just take the brush we used with the purple to blend these two together. And what I'll do is we'll also take the shade Jade from the LA Girl to bridge Aura into this blue so that it's not just a stark jump. See, I should just go with my first instinct. It's like when you take a test. The first answer you think it is probably is the right one. Right? Isn't that what they used to say? I don't know. I ain't been in school in 15 years. 15, 13, 14, whatever. Long enough to have forgotten whatever it is that they say. I love it. I love it. All right, so I am just going to go back in with that purple and just reestablish any depth that we've lost. And these mattes really do blend next to, onto, and into each other very nicely. I like it. All right, so again, I'm gonna go ahead and pull out Jade. And she does have a flip. She flips green and teal, which is why she's gonna be perfect to bridge our shimmer into that matte. And I really just kind of want it right on the border of Aura. I don't need a ton of this color, just a little bit like that. Is this kind of peacocky? Are these peacock colors? It don't matter. Isn't it pretty? It's very pretty. I likes it. I likes it a lot. All right, let's move on to the lower lash line and take that same brush I used for the teal. We're gonna start with the purple. I have foundation in that same bowl, and I just tapped it into the foundation because of course I did. Why not use another brush, Jasmine? Why not? So potent. Okay, and we're gonna go into that teal. And now we can pull in the orange. She gets to come to the party. She just wasn't doing it on the top for me. Get a more dense brush here so we can do more of a packing. There There we go. I like it. All right, since we're already here and I have this one out, it's what I'm using as my highlighter. We're gonna put this on the lower lash line and the inner corner. This is probably my favorite item from the Wet n Wild Chameleon line. Like, it's so beautiful. I love the eyeshadows already, but this highlighter is just so much fun. I'm gonna take that same highlighter and pop her under her brow. All right, guys, I am going to I am just going to pop on some mascara. I kind of want to do liner. I just don't know what liner would be bright enough for this. So I'm gonna look through my liners and try to do something with my hair, and I will be right back and we can do the lips. All right, we are back and I really like the look. For the lower line, or for my waterline, I used one of my JCat Beauty, hold on. I don't know why I put it away. Oh, here it is. So I used the JCat Beauty Chromatic Shock Eyeliner. These don't have names, but it's like the green gold shifting one. I don't know if I can get it where you can see. But I like it. I can see it in person, so sometimes I think about going back to like white or cream colored waterline shades, but sometimes I feel like they can look a bit too harsh. And then if I don't have the cleanest bottom lash mascara application, so I end up with a lot of like mascara mixing up in the liner. So I like to use shades where I can kind of mask that. Excuse me. Hold on, I need some. I'm drinking all the remedies, okay? So for the lips, I went through a lot of different things, but I think what I want to do is this new combo I've been doing with my Juvia's Place Nubian Earth lipsticks. And I know what you're thinking, if you're a longtime watcher, that she's gonna pull out Sheba, but no, I'm not. I'm actually, well, I mean, I guess I could. Now that I think about it, the combo that I'm doing does incorporate a very dark liner for the edge because that's what I like, okay? But I'm not really using Sheba. She's not the star of the show. The star of the show is actually, is it clay or is it soil? The star of the show is actually soil and then Nubian sand, okay? So this is soil. She's like a terracotta, like a red clay shade. And then Nubian Nude is a very beautiful, bright, beigey nude. Okay, she's got a little pink in her, okay? So I could use Sheba. That's kind of what I've been doing. So like a dark line, but I am still firmly in the grasp of using my shape lifters from Morphe. So I'm going to use that one, and this is the shade Defined. It's the deepest of the two that I own. Hold on. Every single time I press start, my nose drips just a little bit. It's great. I love it here. Okay, so here we got Defined. And then I'm going to go in with Soil. And then I'm going to go in with Nubian Nude. This has been one of my newest favorite combos because look at how Soil like brightens this thing up. It's not exactly red, but it's not exactly orange. It's so pretty. And then I'm just gonna tap the edge. Look at that. All right, to gloss it, we're just gonna be basic, okay? Nikki K Clear Gloss. Yeah. If it ain't broke. All right, we are done. I blotted my lip off a little bit. It was too much. It was gooey. We was getting mozzarella stringiness, okay? But yeah, this is the finished look. I really love Kabuto Beauty. I will probably do a Shop My Stash next week to re-up some of the things in Kaboodle, to talk about the things that are in there that I've been loving, the things that have just been sitting there looking at me and have to go, okay? But thank you so much for tuning into my channel. It's been me, Jasmine, the Buffet Witch. You already know that, because this is just a voice you can't forget, right? Right, okay. Take such good care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video, which will be very, very soon. But until then,